has called him as the winner. He has yet to officially declare himself the winner, but we are expecting that at any moment tonight.
Yeah, he was declared the winner almost less than a minute after those polls closed tonight at 7 o'clock here in South Carolina. And truth be told, and his camp has said this, and several other experts have said this, he needed to win South Carolina to stay in the race. With the national frontrunner as Bernie Sanders, Senator Sanders, he needed to win this to really stay in this.
And he's winning it big right now. The percentage, he's up at least 40% over the second place, which right now is going back and forth between Sanders and Steyer. But again, Vice President Joe Biden needed this win. And of course, we mentioned this when we broke in on the web at the 7 o'clock hour that South Carolina is the first state in this primary decision that the majority of its Democrats electorate is black. So this is the real test, was the black voters here coming out and getting support. We saw this with Hillary Clinton when she was running as well. Biden really needed a repeat of what we saw with Hillary Clinton, and so far he's seeing that.
Yes, and Fox Carolina's Victoria Carmen is live inside of Biden's watch party ahead of the former VP speaking tonight. Have you seen any movement behind you as to when he might take the stage?
Good evening, Margaret Ann and Cody. We're live here in Columbia, and there's been a lot of movement on the stage behind me. He had a couple people come out and kind of check things out, look at the crowd, get everyone going. As you can imagine, people are excited here in Columbia. As soon as the polls closed at 7 o'clock and that projected winner announcement came on, all of his supporters went wild. They are ready to see him come out and talk to everybody here. A major projected victory for Joe Biden. Again, a crucial win that he needed in his campaign. It has been struggling really up until now, and this is something that he could use that momentum going into Super Tuesday, of course. We do know that he won about 60% of the black vote. That's according to a South Carolina exit poll. He is second right now overall in the delegates behind Bernie Sanders. So that is a big momentum swing for Biden, of course. Making a lot of stops across the Palmetto State this week in the Low Country. He was even in Greenville earlier this morning at a polling location. And now, of course, here in Columbia with a lot of his supporters who are ready to get his campaign rolling. We will continue to let you know and bring you the latest updates when he does come out here. We are told it's supposed to be soon, so we will bring that to you live, of course, online on our social media pages, Facebook, on our website at foxcarolina.com. So reporting live here in Columbia tonight. Back to you in studio, Cody and Margaret Ann.
All right, Victoria, thanks so much. Now we're going to go to Bernie Sanders, who's actually speaking in Virginia Beach right now.
And he is projected to get second here in South Carolina. He just started speaking. Let's listen in.
We are a movement of millions of people who are sick and tired of the grotesque level of income and wealth inequality in America. We are tired of a handful of billionaires controlling the economic and political life of this nation. And we will create an economy and a government that work for all of us, not just the 1%. And that is what this campaign is about. This campaign understands that in order to defeat Donald Trump, and we have to be very clear about it, can't mince words about it. In order to defeat Trump, we are going to need the largest voter turnout in the history of this country. And in my view, old-fashioned politics, the same old type of politics that doesn't excite anybody, that doesn't energize anybody, that is not going to be the campaign that beats Trump. In order to beat Trump, What we are going to have to
Sanders
do is speak.
That's Bernie Sanders talking to Virginia Beach, where he is projected tonight to come in second here in South Carolina. So he would like to see himself come out on top. But again, this is not the end of the road for Bernie Sanders. But a big question tonight is, of course, Bloomberg, Margaret Ann.
Yeah, Bloomberg not on the South Carolina ticket, but right now speaking in North Carolina in Charlotte. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Defeat Donald Trump. I am running a campaign for change, for sanity, a campaign for honesty, a campaign for inclusion, a campaign for compassion, and a campaign for human decency. And I'm running to restore honor to our government and to build a country that we can be proud of, and to start getting things done, and to start putting the United back in the United States of America. Now, some of you may remember back in Philadelphia in 2016, I spoke at the Democratic Convention, and I warned that Donald Trump wasn't fit for office. And then in 2018, I worked to help hold him accountable by supporting candidates who flipped 21 seats in the House. That made Nancy Pelosi Speaker and allowed us to begin holding Donald Trump accountable through the impeachment process. Now, this year, we all know the Trump strategy: attack Democrats, make their plans look unrealistic, unaffordable, and undoable. Well, that's not going to work against you and me, because we have the record and the resources to defeat him in the swing states the Democrats lost in 2016. And I know we can do it, but to get it done, we have to nominate someone at the top of the ticket who can build a broad coalition that rallies Democrats and attracts independents and moderate Republicans, because that's the only ways we're going to win.
And that is Michael Bloomberg in Charlotte. Now, he was not on the ballot here in South Carolina, but he is looking ahead at Super Tuesday. But someone who was on the ballot, Margaret Ann, and not doing well tonight at all is Senator Warren.
Polling in fourth place, tied right now with Pete Buttigieg. Elizabeth Warren, she is in Houston, Texas. Let's go ahead and listen in to her.
Donald Trump. Can I have an amen on that? And that is still true. But this crisis is a reminder that this primary isn't a game. We are picking a president, and we need someone whose core values can be trusted, who has a plan for how to govern, and who can actually get it done. I will be that president. So, I've been at the center of this kind of crisis before. My preparation started actually right here, teaching law at the University of Houston, and then at U of T. Now, I love teaching. I knew it was what I was meant to do. I taught the money courses, contracts, bankruptcy, secured transactions, finance, and and assumption. Who knows what assumption means? Good, we'll do this. But in my teaching and in my research, I was always studying one simple question. Why are so many American families going broke? Here in Texas, I first dug into the data to figure out what drove families into bankruptcy. And with my fellow researchers, I went around to courthouses all over the country, copying thousands of bankruptcy filings to begin understanding why so many American families turned to bankruptcy. And at every turn, I saw a government that had been captured.
Once again, that is Senator Elizabeth Warren speaking in Houston, Texas right now, which of course is a part of Super Tuesday. They're one of the 15 states and territories that are going to be voting this coming Tuesday right now.
And we're going to head now to Jennifer Phillips in Columbia. And Jennifer, just want to warn you, we do understand that they are saying the prayer, and we are expecting Joe Biden out in just a few minutes. So we do want to catch up with you, though, and see what's happening there where you're at as well in Columbia with this primary now over and Biden declared a winner.
Yeah, we're here at the Medallion in Columbia. This is the Senator Bernie Sanders watch party. He congratulated former Vice President Joe Biden and says that, 1 out of 3 isn't bad. He's caused this a movement, not just a campaign. Obviously, some of his policies that we've heard throughout these several weeks and several months, he says he wants Medicare for all. He wants to cut student debt and child care and universal child care. So he says that these supporters are supporters that are here to stay. He says that he knows that he can beat Trump in November. We talked to some of his supporters about that, and they say that they believe so too. They say this progressive movement is one that they believe, as long as people educate themselves, that they can get behind this movement and support it. And then we talked to another supporter who says that they will vote for anyone who is the nominee. They say anyone who would vote for Sanders or vote for a Democratic ticket, that they would support them, anyone who can beat Trump. Guys, back to you.
Jen, thanks so much. And of course, Bernie talking live stream to his supporters there in Columbia. Not the night they wanted, but again, he's going to looks like pick up some delegates, and that is key here in South Carolina.
Just 1 minute ago, Joe Biden tweeting out, "I'm about to take the stage from South Carolina." And so right now we do want to go live to Columbia, where Joe Biden was declared the winner there. This is Jim Clyburn, who obviously put his support right behind Biden, who is speaking.
I want to thank some of my colleagues over here, Alma Adams from North Carolina, Congresswoman from Charlotte, Senators Malloy and Kempson, who have been up and down with me for the last 2 days. Thank you. Angela, thank you all so much. They have been as emotional about this last week experience as any two people I know, and I thank them so much. They've become so much a part of me. As many of you know, I studied history, used to teach history. And I've said often to those students that I used to teach, who would question, why did we spend so much time reading and studying and discussing those things that happened way back yonder? And I will often say to them, we study history in order to understand the present and to prepare for the future. Because anything that's happened before can happen again. And tonight, as I stand here, I am thinking about some of that history. And I'm recalling something that's really attributed to a great Frenchman who came to this country to study our penal system and came to the conclusion that there was something magical about the United States of America. Now, in my research, I have not found that he actually said this or wrote this. But a lot of people give him credit for having said it. So if he didn't say it or didn't write it, then here's what you're getting from me. Alexis de Tocqueville is reputed to have said that the greatness of America lies in the fact that the goodness that exists in American people. And he supposedly said that if Americans ever cease to be good, America will cease to be great. This campaign, this year, is about the goodness of America. And we have as our candidate a real good man. As I talk to people in trying to understand the voting patterns that were taking place and understand what many people were saying, it all bound down to one fact. People were confusing goodness as weakness. You do not have to be bombastic in order to get your point across. You don't have to call people names in order to have your positions understood. You don't have to tell falsehoods in order to make headlines about your proposals. We have as our candidate a man who understands what it's like to be an American. None of us have had the same experiences. All of us are but the sum total of our experiences. And all of our experiences have not been pleasant. But all of our experiences, in one form or another, have been blessings. And we are blessed with a candidate who understands what it is to restore the goodness that exists in this great country. He will get us away. And so, ladies and gentlemen, you really did not come here to hear me. And I did not come here to speak. I came here to introduce and present to you a good man. A man who understands the fundamentalist fairness upon which this democracy is built, a man who will restore the goodness of this business and take us to where this country can be. Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, one who I know, who you know, but most of all, who knows us.
Take nothing less than the suffering best. Do not obey, nor must be forsake, if you can pass the test. Just move on to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it. Take nothing less than the suffering best. Do not obey, you must be forsake, if you can pass the test. Just move on to a greater day. With just a little faith, if you put your mind to it, you can surely do it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. South Carolina. And my buddy Jim Clyburn, you brought me back. is a man of enormous integrity. All those who've been knocked down, counted out, left behind, this is your campaign. Just days ago, the press and the pundits had declared this candidacy dead. Now, thanks to all of you, the heart of the Democratic Party, we just won, and we've won big because of you. And we are very much alive. Look, I told you all that you could launch a candidacy. You launched Bill Clinton, Barack Obama to the presidency. Now you launched our campaign on the path to defeating Donald Trump. This campaign is taken off. So join us. Go to JoeBiden.com, sign up, volunteer, contribute if you can, but we need you, we want you, and there's a place for you in this campaign. Folks, as we celebrate tonight here in Columbia, let me talk directly to Democrats across America, especially those who will be voting on Super Tuesday. This is the moment to choose the path forward for our party. This is the moment, and it's arrived. Maybe sooner than anyone guessed it would, but it's here. And the decisions Democrats make all across America in the next few days will determine what this party stands for, what we believe, and what we'll get done. If Democrats nominate me, I believe we can beat Donald Trump. Keep Nancy Pelosi in the House of Representatives as Speaker, and take back the United States Senate. So join us. My fellow Democrats across America, join us. If Democrats want to nominate someone who will build on Obamacare, not scrap it, take on the NRA and gun manufacturers, not protect them. Stand up and give the poor a fighting chance and the middle class get restored, not raise their taxes and keep the promises we make. Then join us. And if the Democrats want a nominee who's a Democrat, a lifelong Democrat, a proud Democrat, an Obama-Biden Democrat, then join us. We have the option of winning big or losing big. That's the choice. We need to build on the coalition and legacy of the most successful president in our lifetime, Barack Obama. And the way we do this is by bringing Americans together of every race, ethnicity, gender, economic station, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, people of every stripe. Look, just like we did here in South Carolina. And like we can do across the entire country on Tuesday and beyond. Folks, win big or lose, that's the choice. Most Americans don't want the promise of revolution. They want more than promises. They want results. They want to give all Americans access to real opportunity, to be able to have affordable health care for all Americans, an environment with clean air and clean water, an education system that funds our schools, pays our teachers, makes community college free, a nation that will stand up to and beat the NRA. Reform our criminal justice system. Root out institutional racism. Mobilize the world against climate change. And an economy that works, rewards work, not just wealth. My dad used to say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than the paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about decency, it's respect. It's about your place in the community. It's being able to look your kid in the eye and say, honey, it's going to be okay. For all our families, for all our communities. Because that's the right thing to do. That's what makes us Democrats. Talk is cheap. False promises are deceptive. And talk about revolution and changing anyone's life. We need real changes right now. Something I've done my whole career, and I'll do as president. So this is an election to spend all our time in a battle for the soul of the Democratic Party. This is a battle for the soul of the United States of America. And we're in an incredibly perilous moment, as all of you know. Winning means uniting America, not sowing more division and anger. It means not only fighting, but healing the country. We have to beat Donald Trump and the Republican Party, but here's the deal. We can't become like them. We can't become like them. We can't have an ever-ending war. Above all, it's time for America to get back up. The country is so ready. So ready. Once again, fight for the proposition that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by the Creator with certain inalienable rights. We say it all the time, but we've never fully lived up to it. But we've never before, until this president, walked away from it. And it's the reason why Jim and I and all of us are in this. I believe with every fiber of my being that all men and women are created equal. You know, I saw it a few days ago in a town hall in Charleston, Jim. I spoke with Reverend Anthony Thompson, whose wife, Myra, was studying the words of her Bible with 8 other parishioners at Mother Emanuel 4.5 years ago. It was a weekly routine, reading Scripture and finding purpose and faith in God and in each other. And in an instant, hate, vengeance, white supremacy pierced that faith, and they were lost forever. But you know what I found the most remarkable thing in my career thus far? Remarkable about Reverend Thompson and the families of the Emanuel 9. It's through all that pain, all that grief, they forgave. Yes, sir. Yes. And here's the deal. In their forgiveness, they brought more change to South Carolina than any that's occurred over the previous 100 years. Think about it. The Confederate flag came down. Real change. That's why the Sunday after, Jill and I and my family, we came back to Mother Emanuel on Sunday services after the funeral of the victims. Because 6 weeks earlier, we had lost our son, Bo. And we needed to be healed, too. We need to be healed. I really mean this. We needed whatever they were exuding. And with every season that's passed, they've gotten up and found purpose to live life worthy of the ones they lost, worthy of the blessings to live in this remarkable country. We left here, having arrived in overwhelming pain, thinking we can do this. We can get through this. So I want to tell you, it's no small reason why I'm in this race. People like all of you here tonight, all around the country. The days of Donald Trump's divisiveness will soon be over. No. And as Jim, quoting de Tocqueville, he was right. This multi-ethnic country we call our democracy, America, it can't survive unless we focus on our goodness. We can build a more perfect union because the American people in the last 3.5 years have seen the alternative. No, I really mean it. Think about it. They've seen how utterly mean, selfish, lack of any sense of empathy or concern for anybody else. The president who not only has horrible policies, but the way he mocks and makes fun of other people. To all of you here in South Carolina, and especially Jim Clyburn, my friend, who lifted me and this campaign on his shoulders. That's right. But I mean all of you. Many I don't have time to name, all of you. We, Jill and I, our daughter Ashley, my son Hunter has been on the phone straight through for me. My brothers, my sisters, my two brothers, my sister, my five grandchildren, my four granddaughters who've come out on the campaign trail. We'll never forget what you've done for us. Well, we can say without fear of contradiction, the Bidens love you guys, man. The Bidens love you. That's real. And folks, now we need to stand behind Jamie Harrison, the next president of the United States, next senator of South Carolina. We need to send Joe Cunningham back to the House of Representatives. And all of us, all the Bidens, thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for us. So folks, so here's the deal. Let's get back up. We're decent, we're brave, we're resilient people. We can't believe again. We're better than this moment. We're better than this president. So get up, take back our country. This is the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. God bless you all, and may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And that is Jill and his daughter there on stage with him. And he's right. Jim Clyburn really lifted this campaign up. And he has a lot to owe to Representative Clyburn, who gave him his endorsement the night or the day after the debate. And he really needed that because, of course, Clyburn, the most influential African-American representative here in our state, politician in general. So again, former VP Biden has a lot to be grateful for Representative Clyburn there in South Carolina and in Columbia.
Oh, absolutely. He needed this win tonight to really further the rest of his campaign, especially heading into Super Tuesday, when we know that we have 14 states and one territory that's going to be voting. In those 14 states, you've got California, Colorado, Utah, several other ones that have already shown Bernie Sanders pulling ahead in. So he needed tonight. And then, of course, he's been in North Carolina as well ahead of Super Tuesday.
And of course, the turnout here was very important as well. And right now, it is leaning towards a record turnout for this primary. Already absentee ballots, 20,000 more absentee ballots than we saw in 2016 and then 2012. I know Shell Armin's been following this. She is in Greenville County following all of the election headquarters there. And Shell, any major hiccups today as people are heading to the polls?
Yeah, things are getting busy here, Cody. I am live in downtown Greenville and Greenville County Square. It's really the headquarters, if you will, of all of the voting we've seen in Greenville County, one of the largest counties in the entire state. So polls closed about an hour and a half ago, and that's when we've seen things really pick up. Things are busy here. I'll take a step out of the way so you can see what's happening. We have people kind of coming and going, but if you take a look, you can see those poll managers, and off in the distance there, the line is wrapping around the entire room. It was a lot longer even a few minutes ago. But what's happening here is they have those bags in their hand, that greenish color bag, and they'll take it to these managers over here. And then they'll take out a thumb drive and some secure paperwork, and they'll take that back to a separate location to be counted up with all of the votes. So lots to get to. There are actually 151 precincts in all of this county. So this year, they only used about 118 of those. So hopefully these numbers will come in a little bit faster faster. But a lot of voters we saw in Greenville County today was really focused on health care, what it would mean for the American public. We even visited a precinct, Springfield Baptist Church, and they said they saw a lot of younger voters come out to vote today, something they highly encourage, something they hope, to see all across the nation, a bigger picture there, if you will. So hopefully we should be getting numbers here in Greenville County in the next few hours, and of course we'll be bringing you a live update right at 10:30. We'll send it back to you guys from now.
Yes, as Shale mentioned, there are a lot of young voters. Actually, 1 in 5 voters this was their first time voting this time. So huge numbers showing out to vote. This is a look at all of the Democratic candidates that are running for president. Michael Bloomberg, of course, not on tonight's ticket. He did not qualify in time, but the 7 other ones on there as well. Still waiting to see who runs up behind Biden as he wins tonight's South Carolina Democratic primary.
And we will see you tonight on the 10 o'clock news. A little later than usual. We have Major League Soccer on right now, so we're hoping to be on around 10:30. And of course, we'll take you back live to Columbia, and we'll have a better idea of the numbers that are coming in from all of our upstate counties and of course across the state again. So we'll see you for now on the web. We'll see you back on the air at 10:30.
To take away something means that it was somebody else's in the first place. Tom Steyer does not believe that this race